We live.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Smoking Jacket Podcast. I am the co-host, Mr. JFerg. With us tonight, we got Power People from Manchester. We got Sheryl. We got Miss Venita. We got Stoney. I don't know where Chris at. Chris somewhere in the background, somewhere hiding out. Um, but quick announcement, guys. I know tonight we were scheduled to have Robert Caldwell on tonight, but due to a scheduling and time zone conflict, he was not able to make it tonight, but we're going to reschedule him for the 23rd of April. He's traveling through Europe right now, and he got a little confused with the time, the 8 a.m., 8 p.m., whatever. So there was a little slight confusion on the time. So we're going to reschedule that show for the 23rd. So again, we apologize to everyone that checked in today expecting to hear from Mr. Robert Caldwell, but we will make that show happen. Like I said, just a miscommunication and a scheduling conflict, but we'll make that happen. But definitely, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're glad to see everybody. Glad to have everybody checking in today. So as we always do, we're gonna go around the room and see what everybody got going on. We're gonna start with the beautiful Miss Venita. Venita, how you been? How your week's going?
Oh, I've been well. No, that's a lie. I've been under the weather. My grandbaby has gave me the little people cooties, be the worst ones to get rid of, the ones at the daycare. So I've been under the weather. So I decided to stay home this week because I have been under the weather. And with the eclipse, I wasn't for sure if it was the end of the world. So I'm like,
I forgot all about
let me stay close to
this.
the house.
I turned the TV on yesterday. That's all they was talking about. I'm like, I forgot all about this.
Oh yeah, that's all I've been hearing. And then a lot of the truck stops and the schools were closed. I'm like, is the government telling us something, or the Lord trying to tell us something? So, but I've been well, no complaints. My blessings are many. It gives me an opportunity to get in my kitchen.
There you go. Hey, that's a good place to be. I see you be doing in that kitchen. I be peeping it.
I appreciate
Great
it.
Houston.
And Miss Sheryl, what's going on in your world?
Oh, busy, 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 busy. For those who don't know, I am in the Orlando area, and this week is Orlando Cigar Fest. Kickoff is tomorrow, and then official welcome is Thursday night, and there's probably about two events: Thursday night, Friday night, and then Saturday, close out Sunday with the Magic game.
Nice.
So I
Who they
have
playing?
guests. I think it's Milwaukee, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. We seem to always kind of play them in and around this time. And we've been on a little good streak. So hopefully we'll put up a dub for the win and have a good closeout to the weekend. Other than that, I'm outside, y'all.
There we
The
go. We outside.
weather is freaking amazing. It's like 70, what? 70, 74.
Well, I'm
Oh,
right down.
Sorry, Chester.
I'm right down the street from you,
look at
so
Chester's face.
feeling, I'm feeling the same thing you feeling. So I'm right down the street in Tampa, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
Chester,
yeah.
Y'all some petty ass people.
hey,
We coming though. It'll be 76 tomorrow.
It's a
okay.
beautiful thing.
So what's been going on with you, Chester? I know it's been a minute since you was able to jump on the show with us. I know what's going on, man.
Nothing, man. Just been working. I started working at Victor Cigars too in Waldorf. I'm working at two lounges now. So I've been trying to put some time in there and then balance my schedule out to make sure I can make the broadcast. So I'm black. I'm black and on.
That's what's up. And my man, my bro, Stoney.
Jay, what's good, brother?
Well, you on deck, bro. What's going on in your world? I know you've been ripping and running too. You've been traveling and
Man, staying on the move, like I said, being productive though. So it's a good thing to be on the move when you're being productive. So man, everything's going well, just ramping up, getting things together over here in the Chicago area. We're trying to get our weather right now, so we're trying to break that little cold streak. We actually got upper 60s ourselves this week, so
Oh,
We
wow.
can't
That's
complain,
what he
man.
paid. You got it.
Exactly. So
Also,
we'll take it.
I'm going out.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it.
They got on tank
Yeah.
tops.
And the man himself, Dr.
They got the tank
Sayso.
tops. I go,
Chris,
Well,
what's going on, brother?
man, everything is good, man. I'm having some technical difficulties over here. But look, while it is my time, let me take this opportunity to let y'all know that this show right here is a sponsored by Chicago Cigar Week. I got to get this thing together today. But sponsored by Chicago Cigar Week. And with that note, let me just do this. Oh, wrong video. Y'all know what? Y'all know what? Hey, look, let's just get on with the show because everything I got going on is jammed up today. You know what? All y'all can go to hell right now.
We can see you and we can hear
Hey,
you. So
you
stay
know
with
what?
that.
Nico, happy Tuesday. I ain't messing with these
Hey,
fools
Nico.
today. Let me please apologize to the viewing audience, okay? There are some technical difficulties going on this end right here. And I'm gonna probably have to say we're gonna have to blame it on this Woodford right here, this 118 proof that Chester brought over and set me up with. So I'm gonna just, look, today we know Robert canceled. He had to cancel due to time zone difference, and he is in Spain, I believe.
No,
And
he's
so at
actually
the
in
end of the
Paris
day,
right
what we're
now.
gonna do? We're gonna talk about some things. We're
Oh,
gonna talk
he's
about.
in Paris. He's in Paris.
We're gonna talk. He's in Paris. Okay. Well, another screw up on my end. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna talk about some cigar culture because me and Chester, we were in the lounge yesterday. Matter of fact, let me not just say a lounge. We were in Veteran Cigar Lounge in Clinton, Maryland, owned by Brother James Riley. Good dude, good lounge, vibe is good, great atmosphere. Love going over there to just chill. Food is phenomenal. Oh my God, man! Let me tell you. If you ever get a chance to get over there, the food is outstanding. Sean, the chef, he puts it down. I know Jeanette Wimley is on. Jeanette, he ain't got nothing on you now. I ain't cheating on you, girl. I ain't cheating on you, Jeanette.
I don't know, Jeanette. We can't confirm until we all get a taste.
I ain't cheating on you, Jeanette. I'm just, but great atmosphere. So with that being said, we want to talk about lounges. What we got into a great conversation on yesterday that Chester was engaged in. I just listened, but it was very interesting. And Chester, man, why don't you start us off with that conversation, man? Yeah, we were talking about some things, and it was very relevant. It was really relevant.
We were just talking about lounge etiquette, and I know one of the main topics that a lot of us talk about is when folks come in and don't want to support the lounge. I already got my cigars. That was what we were actually talking about
Right.
yesterday. So it was just,
But
now I'm working at two lounges. I kind of encounter it a lot more where folks come in and they're, I bought cigars yesterday, but I got my own, and it's just amazing how I myself can't understand why someone would think that they can come in an establishment and not support it, but they can sit in there and take advantage of all the things that they all had to offer other than them purchasing stuff. So we were having that conversation yesterday because the last 2 weeks of me working at two lounges, I can't lie, I was a little frustrated of trying to tell people, you have to buy something. You got to pay for something. or we're going to lose these lounges because they're not making any money. So that was what made this gentleman. I didn't even know him. He just came up and started talking.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is it posted? Some people just are naive to the fact.
But I don't know if anybody else would feel this, but you don't go to McDonald's and they don't say you must buy a hamburger.
Man, you know what?
You don't go to. I think the only place that you can really go to when you don't purchase anything is Starbucks. I mean, I know some people go there and sit down.
You can sit in there, use their Wi-Fi,
log in, but I mean, I don't know if it's necessary to post. At least unless you have a specific minimum. Like Cigar Palace says you must purchase $35 worth because it's a members lounge. You don't. It's $35 or you're not supposed to get in. Of course, she relaxes there, up and down, depending on the crowd. So it's just me.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like for me, I don't understand. Like I've been smoking cigars for a long time, and I just don't understand. I don't understand. I think a lot of people just have this misconception as to the fact that yes, it's a cigar lounge, but it's still a business like any other business that needs the support to be able to stay around and stay relevant, right? And the moment that a lounge closes, is like, man, I used to love that spot, man. I don't know what happened. What happened was everybody came in with their own cigars that they bought online and didn't support the lounge, and then they wonder why. And for me personally, like I said, in Florida, we don't have the signs up saying you must buy a minimum. Where we never see that. That never happens, right? Ever. I've never seen that in the lounge in South Florida. But it's almost kind of like I'm gonna keep it 100. Only the black lounges that I've gone to that I've seen have a problem down here in terms of people coming in with their own cigars. And I say that to say we only have about, I think we're up to like maybe 4 black-owned lounges now in South Florida. But the one that's kind of like in the community, I know for a fact people go there and they will sit outside with their alcohol. They will bring their own cigars, and they will kind of like do the whole parking lot pimping thing, right? And from what I don't really go there like that, but from what I've heard, the owner is trying to curb that and make some changes. But it's just unfortunate that when I go to the non-black owned establishments, their humidor is percolating all day long. People go in and out of that humidor buying product, purchase.
Yeah.
And it's sad that, we have this thing in our community where it's like, oh, we gotta, support black, and that's black on this, that's black on that. But when it comes to actually putting your hand in your pocket and supporting, it's always an issue. And I've always had a problem with that, because I'm like, at the end of the day, you can't scream black on, support, and then be the main ones going in there not supporting. That's ridiculous. Because when you go anywhere else, you don't ask those questions. You just go in and buy.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm like you, Jay, but I always have my humidor for the most part, probably about 95% of the time. However, what does that have to do with the whole point of why I went to the lounge? The whole point is to go to smoke. So I hit the humidor if they happen to have a partial or full bar. If I don't hit the humidor, I hit the bar. Or there may be some particular bit of merchandise that I may want to acquire, whatever it is. I mean, it's really, neither here nor there. You should buy something within the establishment while you're there. I mean, it just makes sense. And unfortunately, and I'm going to say I saw a video at a non-Black establishment where there were probably maybe 100 people there, all out in the lounge, all out in the parking lot, and I saw very few smokers. Now, I would imagine that the ones that were in there bought from the humidor, but in this particular case, because it's a chain establishment, they probably look at it, they're not out anything because they're making the money on the bar. But when you're talking about a small business, they rely on the very dollar that you take elsewhere.
Right.
And then you want to come and chill and post up with your sister or brother who's trying to get a tenth of the amount of people that go to the chain lounge, which is a whole other conversation. But it annoyed me for a couple of reasons. One, you run off the cigar smokers because you're in there to like vibe and party. You're not in there to smoke. And then some have the audacity to be like, oh, the smoke is bothering me. Well, frick it, you're at a damn cigar lounge. You know, two, where do you draw the line to make the cigar patrons feel welcome in that scenario? And three, when you leave there, you want to go to the small business with the thought that, well, I just bought my cigars and drinks at the other place and I want to go and chill out. No.
So hold on. I got that, but I left this Lenny's message for a reason. Now, Lenny, if you're still on, can you give me a hell yeah in my Steve Austin voice? Can you put in the chat that you're still on, because I want to talk to you about this, because this is interesting. So if you're still on, Lenny says avid cigar smokers always carry their own cigars. Yes, we do. Lounge owners should have a good selection to attract smokers to buy, then also have other revenue streams as an owner: liquor, selections, entertainment. Now, we talked about a little bit of entertainment yesterday, et cetera, the vibe of different lounges, et cetera. Let me ask you a question, Lenny. You got a problem sending me your email address so you can come on the show? or if you want to dialogue right here and converse right here, let's talk about it, because I want you to be more definitive, and I would love to hear your viewpoint on this, and I'm sure everybody else would. All right, look here. Here's my number. Send me your email address. I don't think you want to put it public on here. If you do, that's fine. I'm gonna send you the link to join us. My number is 301 609 2154. Yeah, Michael Hawkins, come on. You can come on with it too, man. 301-609-2154. Send me your email address. 301-609-2154. I'm going to forward you the link. Y'all come on and let's talk about it.
In the spirit of that, I'm interested to hear how a lounge that can have 100 faces per box in their establishment or more, 200, versus a small lounge that may have a fourth of that. Find something to get the customer's palate met, sure.
301 609 2154. 301-609-2154.
I see someone trying to come in.
Now I just need to get there. All right, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, if you know a lounge doesn't have the cigars that you want, or they don't sell liquor, or they don't have entertainment, don't go. And there's no disrespect to anybody, but to think that you can sit in there and take up a seat, to me, I don't know. I just don't think that's right. I mean, I don't go to lounges that don't match my vibe. Like as Sheryl was saying, if a lounge is having a DJ and everybody's in there with the turn up mode, I'm normally leaving right around turn up mode. Because I like to enjoy my cigar. I like to be able to have a very direct conversation with someone rather than yelling. It's just me. I can go to the lounges every now and again, but that's just not my vibe. That's just not how I enjoy a cigar.
So here's my thing on that note, right? Are we running nightclubs or are we running cigar lounges?
Right.
Right. And I always say, I see a lot of establishments, I call them clubs that allow you to smoke cigars. Right. And I say that to say that I think the cigar culture is is being manipulated by non-cigar people because they know, like, yo, if I put cigar on it, they're gonna come. But they don't really care about the cigar sales. They care more about the liquor sales, right? So it's like they bring a DJ and it's loud as hell. Again, so I feel like you got to separate yourself. What are you going to be identified as? Are you a lounge? Because think about it, cigar lounge. When you say that word, you're coming to relax, kick back, have great conversations, smoke, have a nice drink, right? I don't need DJ such and such on the mic screaming all night long, because then there's no longer a lounge. That's a club.
Right. And not
we
only that,
got to call a spade a spade.
but that your tab is going to reflect that also. You're going to pay for an entertainment fee. That's how it is in Atlanta.
That right there is crazy.
Yeah, you're paying 20% already, 18 to 20% already gratuity on your bill. It doesn't matter if you with a group or not. And then if you're gonna go to the humidor first, and that's what I do. If I'm patronizing a place, I'm gonna go to your humidor. Although I am a cigar smoker with my own selection that I'm bringing in, but now there's a lot of rules and regulations now in Atlanta where you can't bring your own cigars, or you gotta, the humidor is right there before you sit down. You have to buy cigars, or there's a cutting fee. So you damned if you do and you damned if you don't, because the cigar lounge has turned into entertainment, a small little nightclub. So what do? No, you shouldn't sit down and not patronize and buy cigars or food or whatever you have to offer. But the smaller cigar lounges are the ones who suffer, that don't have that liquor license, who don't have that entertainment, and that rely solely on their cigar sales to stay relevant.
Right, because if they're taking $300, $400, $500 out of a noted DJ, out of their budget.
Right.
So think about what percentage of sales and product are they going to have to make to recoup that back to entertain you.
Right. And then that smaller cigar lounges, what do you do when you got a ninja that's gonna come in and sit down like he in his living room, and he's not going to pay for anything. He's just going to sit and smoke his cigar and look at the sports, What do you say? You run them out of your establishment?
Well, me personally, I prefer those type of lounges, and I'll sit there all day long on my laptop and smoke and drink. And I might buy 3-4 cigars. If I'm there for 4 or 5 hours, I might buy 3-4 cigars throughout the day. And for me, someone that is on this podcast, I have my own blog. I do cigar events. I get a shit ton of cigars sent to me on a regular basis.
Right.
They stay at the house. I don't take them with me when I go to the lounge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like I'm there to patronize that business. Period. Point blank. I got so many cigars in my humidor. I got 3 humidors with cigars, but I'm not gonna go to somebody's cigar lounge with my own cigar. Now, if I have something special, like I really want to smoke this cigar, I'm gonna smoke that cigar, but I'm still gonna buy at least 2 cigars while I'm there. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that's just where I am. Like, period, point blank. Like,
I bring it's the unique, or something that was either gifted to me, if I got it traveling somewhere. But I would challenge anyone that knows me when I pull up. I, at a minimum, and I know the pace in which I smoke. So therefore, I bring what I know that I'm going to smoke. Usually if I get something right out of the humidor, I like to let it marry with my other sticks in my humidor. But I'm easily 3, 4, or whatever. If there's a cut and light, I always purchase at the cut and light, because what else are you there for?
Well, let me weigh in. Thanks for letting me join again. This is the Hawk. I'm an avid cigar smoker. I mean, I smoke like 4 or 5 cigars on average every day. and I go to lounges, right? And in the etiquette to go to a lounge, you buy either the house cigar, you buy a cigar there. But the cigars I smoke, I'm a Cuban snob. I get Cubans by the droves. So I'm not smoking any low end cigars. Like right now, I'm smoking a Don Carlos #2, and I'm about to smoke an ALR Rocky Patel. Right. So if I have these are like my everyday cigars. But I mean, I'm gonna go get a Cuban soon. But I'm not going to go to a cigar lounge that I know that doesn't have a good selection, right? And then just smoke a normal or average cigar. I always smoke top quality, right? So if I go to a lounge, I'm gonna buy some cigars. I mean, I try to scope it out, see what good stock they got. I may buy one, may buy two. I just put it in the humidor, right? Or I may just give it out to somebody in the lounge, right? Because that's the type of guy I am, right? And my man House is on here. Lenny Wood is on here. We do this all the time. So like when we go to cigar lounges, we bring our own cigars. We bring Cubans, we bring high-end rare cigars, things like that, because that's what we like to smoke. But the main thing with a cigar lounge is the cigar takes about an hour to smoke, let's say on average, right? And the main thing is their revenue, the main revenue stream is the alcohol, right? So you buy an alcohol. So for one cigar, you're smoking for an hour, that gives you about 2 drinks, maybe 3, right? And that's where your profit margin comes in, right? So every cigar lounge, I believe, should have a good selection of cigars, a good lineup of alcohol, right? To pair with your cigar. And I actually teach how to pair cigars with whiskey. So that's kind of the etiquette, right? You want to always go and be patronize your cigar lounge, but also there's nothing wrong with bringing your own cigars and not smoking nothing out of that lounge. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, let me piggyback on it. I first of all, I love this podcast. Dr. Riley, you guys do a great job of educating the community. All you guys have a excellent platform that allows all of us to learn more about business and learn more about the culture, right? So when I made my comment about the cigar lounges, it depends on each individual cigar owner's business plan. What are you trying to accomplish? And I always say, I go to different lounges all the time. I have favorites in each city that I go to. I go to the lounges that people are just starting when they begin their journey into this life. So yeah, I totally agree that some people, when they're starting out, you might have to, you're trying to help in any way you can, right? So if you got to buy a cigar from there, that's not an issue. So don't take my comment as I'm saying against just buying a cigar. What I'm saying is that cigar owners, in order to get into the business, you have to have different streams of revenue. So if you're going to get into the cigar lounge business and you only have limited numbers of cigars with no sponsorship, and you only have certain type of cigars, you might have a difficult time with people coming in buying a stick every time they come in, because the average smokers always whatever they like to smoke. And me and Hawk always get into this all the time about Cubans. Cuban soil is not the same as it used to be back in the 80s, early 80s when I was smoking. So I've had some Nicaraguan cigars that are off the chain, right? So I'm not caught up into that, to the brand of the cigar. It's all about your own taste. But I always believe that if you have a good selection of cigars and different streams of revenue, and some people say it's a lounge that they want to come just chill, that's that type of lounge. If it just depends on which each individual owner is trying to accomplish with that lounge. Some lounges, they'll have a day dedicated to a band or whatever, and some won't. Some will say this is a place to just sit back, relax, watch TV, music real low, relax after a hard day's work, and drink some whiskey or whatever. Some lounges don't even have a liquor license, and they try to get into the business too early. They get in the business and they think they can survive off the cigars, and you can't. It's not going to be. It's not. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be there for the long haul. And we all see it. We know the lounges. The lounges we go to in the Maryland area. We know which ones we go to. So right. We know which ones are the best, and we continue to go to those and support it. And some people are beginning and they're trying to get into it. you know, they don't do market surveys. They don't understand. Oh, you can't put if I'm McDonald's, don't put a Wendy's next to me because I'm just gonna kill you, right?
Right.
So so it's people got to understand the business, and they got to understand that a cigar lounge, if you can't have good sponsorship and have a different selection of cigars, you can't expect people to walk in there and just buy a Philly blunt, because that's not going to happen.
And I concur with that. Let me add this in here. So I'll give you an example. Petworth Cigars, of course, when I was there, I had to make everybody buy a cigar, even though we had a bar, phenomenal bar, still phenomenal bar. One of the reasons that, even though having a bar, first and foremost, the idea is to move cigars. You can't keep cigars on the shelf. Cigars have to get off your shelf so you can get new inventory in, and you can move inventory. It's great to buy your own or bring your own cigars in. I bring mine in all the time, but I'm always purchase something. I may not smoke it right away. I may smoke what I have, but I'm going to save what I have, put it in my humidor, rotate it, and even let it age some. But the reason that the idea of buying cigars, one, DC is the kind of, it's not a state, but they have a rule. You have to sell 65% cigars, 35% liquor. Does that always happen? No, because the liquor is always going to make more than the cigars. So then you got to possibly do some finagling with some numbers, right? Which is why I never kept a POS system at Petworth. The thing about that is this. If you don't sell more cigars than you do liquor, then you're not considered a lounge. Then you can't get a smoke exemption. If they take your smoke exemption and you now considered a bar, you can't smoke in bars in DC. So while under a lot of people, fought the rule, oh, well, y'all got a bar, why do I got to buy a cigar? Well, you know what? I'm going to take the time, I'm going to educate that person on it. Maryland is different. Well, okay, Chester just informed me it's the same. And again, the idea is to move the cigars. It's a cigar lounge with the opportunity to come in and smoke and drink, but at least buy one cigar. Now let's address the selection. People, when some lounges start out, let me tell you something. When we spent $50,000 in cigars, that wasn't nothing. We thought that four humidors, we thought that was gonna fill it up. It didn't. It still looked like somebody raped the lounge. And at the end of the day, it takes $150,000 to $200,000 in inventory. You're not gonna start out with that. So you got to support the lounges in some kind of way for them to stay open, especially if you like the lounge. Now, if it's a lounge that's been in operation for, a year to a year and a half, and they still haven't done their due diligence and figured out how to increase their inventory, then something's wrong. And, sometimes owners got to bite that bullet and not take a salary and put back into the business to increase their inventory so that it will attract people coming in. Because I'll be doggone if, my favorite steak place is Maestro's. I'm not, I go into Maestro's for one thing, that ribeye steak. The minute they get rid of that ribeye steak, I'm done. And the minute the quality of that steak goes down, I'm done. Now, I'm not the Cuban guy. I love Cubans. I love Cubans from back in the day. Cubans right now, to me, ain't where they are or where they have been because of soil issues and because of counterfeit issues. So you never really know what you're getting unless you really experience, know how to run your number to look at the validity of the box that you have. So, there's a lot of intricacies to this before we are quick to say, and to disdain the lounge for what they have or for what they don't have. And so, and I understand both points, Mike and House. And, while I got you on here, brother, congratulations on building your own lounge at your house, man. Look here, man. We just rolling with it today. What was the reasoning behind this?
So
I gotta know.
so I can have a place. You know, I have a daughter, so I can have a place where I can go. That's, you know, and smoke.
Outstanding.
You know, it's part of the house, but it's separate. You
Yeah.
know,
And,
so that's why I did it. But you know, like, you know, I totally agree. When you're first starting out, you know, we all see the model. You know, the model cigar lounges like Tinderbox, the box now. You know, that's just on a different, you know, level,
oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
And so it's like, you know, you go there to those type places, and then you see how that business is ran, and it's just a model for everybody to look at. I always tell people, or, you know, you go to Dallas, there's a lot of places in Dallas, there's places in Vegas you could go. But yeah, I do agree that you gotta have when you're first starting out, you're gonna have some problems starting out, and people do need to help support it when they come in there. I'm just giving some of those pitfalls that folks are gonna have,
Yeah.
and why stuff doesn't last as long as it does. I mean, there's legislation that's coming out, SB, I think 186, that in Maryland, where people are trying to create, you know, the proper way to start growing the business within
Right.
PG County, right? And go, you know, we need to start supporting that and get behind it, and help some of these, especially these Black owners that are trying to open up these businesses, right? And open up some solid businesses, not just some fly by night cigar lounge. You know, we all see those pop up every once in a while.
Yes.
But, you know, that's just my point of view on it.
Yeah, let me jump back that up. So Ron Watson, Maryland senator, is pushing SB 186, and I'm a big proponent of it. We talked about it. Me and Ron talked about it, you know, a lot of times, and I agree with House totally. You know, we need to have these Black-owned businesses that have high-quality cigar lounges. The last one I saw in this area that was, you know, not in PG County, but up northwest, Civil Cigar Lounge. You
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
that was the best lounge in the area by far, right? And that's a prototypical lounge you want to have: good liquor selection, good cigar selection, and a good, nice environment. Not like, you know, what they got in Atlanta, Fellowship, like, you know, like Cam Newton's place, where it's basically a club where you can smoke cigars in with loud music. You want a nice spot where you can, if you want to watch TV, if you want to have a conversation, you can do that, right?
So Hawk, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about environment. What do you think, you and House and the rest of the panel? What do you think? I mean, again, every business owner has their model. They have their vision, and can't none of us disdain that, take away from it, or whatever. I am a proponent of whatever you start, you make it work for you, because it's like this. If a lounge start out easygoing, and you know, you do jazz and you do etc., and you get known for that, and you start to change that model and you start to be all over the place, people are gonna be like, well, dag, you know, when did it change? Because some people go to relax at certain places, and then some people go certain places that they know they're gonna turn up, and you know, everyone should have their choice, and there's nothing wrong with that choice. You know, my preference is to be in an environment where I'm relaxed. I know what I like to smoke. I'm not going in and fire up a drone on disco night and blah blah blah, and get me a $80, you know, glass of whatever or whatever I decide to drink, because I love my high end stuff too. I can't relax on that, so it's a waste of money for me now. Because I'm going to sit there and sip, smoke, and enjoy my, you know, the sanctity of what I'm doing. There's some places I can go, and I'm, you know, gonna fire up whatever that's conducive. Probably be something I'm gonna smoke real quick. It ain't gonna be over $11, but you know, because I'm gonna enjoy it and I'm gonna be in and out. But what is everybody else's thought on it?
Well, here's the thing. Here's how I break it down, Chris.
Yeah.
Some people like to shop at Walmart. Some people like to shop at Target.
Right.
It's your preference, right? If you want to turn up, go to the turn up spot. If you want to chill, go to the chill spot. Like you said, I don't knock no business owner for having their business model.
Yeah.
and having their audience, right? If that's your audience and that's who you're catering to, God bless you, more power to you.
Right.
As a cigar smoker, if I decide that's not for me,
Then I
I'm
don't
just
go.
not going.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
It's
Because
that
those other two,
simple.
those
I
two
agree.
things we're talking about are two different components. When
Right.
you say whether someone should have to buy and what the store should have, those are, to me, are two different things. If the store doesn't have what I want,
I'm not going.
I'm not going. Exactly. And
Period.
it's no harm, no foul. When they do the turn up, when the DJ starts setting up, I just pack my shit. I'm not mad. I just leave.
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
This is
I'm
not
good.
for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm Rick James. I'm out.
But you know that cigar owner, he's going to know his target market. He's going to know that music brings in other forms of revenue for him, or entertainment, or whatever else that they're having, food, drinks, whatever. So he knows. And that same entrepreneur who just have cigars, I don't know if he didn't do his research on his target market, but his time is limited in the business because you can't do too much with just selling cigars. And it's going to be a small amount of people who's going to come in and buy a box of cigars as opposed to 2 or 3 or 4,
And to be honest with you, cigar lounges that open up that can't get a liquor license, they're I mean, come on. You're selling just cigars.
Yep, they won't be around that much
The
longer.
days are numbered.
Unless you really got people coming in 3, 4, 5 cigars per day, etc. Because when you look at rent, revenue, etc. I mean, we know some lounges that have survived. I mean,
Cigars 210
two
was
cigars,
survived.
210. Yes,
We
it
sold
did.
a vibe.
Right.
We sold a vibe. You came to Cigars
And that
210, there was
vibe,
no DJ,
that-
no band.
That
There
vibe
was no
worked.
liquor. It was cigars.
And
We
it
would
worked.
be there till 2, 3 in the morning.
And it worked.
And it worked.
But
because the energy was right.
It's only going to work as good as the energy you put into it, the environment you set with it, the camaraderie and the fellowship involved. You got to have something.
You got to have the selection.
So
And
I'm
you
gonna
got
touch
to have the selection.
So I'm gonna touch on that, Chris.
You say what?
Not to cut you off. I'm gonna touch on that. So
Okay.
my home lounge, right, that I smoke at every day in Florida. We have, I would say there's probably a core group of probably, I would say about 15 to 20 of us that go there every single day, 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Right? And they don't have a DJ. They don't have and now they do special things from that for every now and again they might bring in a live musician, right? But the way they do it still maintains the integrity of what the lounge is.
Right.
Right? So they don't go outside of their character to attract a different audience. They bring in what complements the audience that they already have in there.
Yeah.
Right? So like tonight, they're doing sushi, cigar, and sake, right? And it's a ticketed event that they're doing just for tonight. Because they talk to the audience, hey, how do you guys feel about this? How do you guys feel about that? Once I feel like the key to a lounge being successful like that is once you have your full audience, you have to cater to them and make sure that they're happy at all times. I think a lot of times when you start branching out and you just want to attract people, because it's not about having people, it's about having the right people. I'd rather have 20 core people that come to my lounge on a regular basis. I know what they smoke, I know what they like. I stock that stuff, and guess what? They're gonna spend that money because they know you care about what they want. You're not just buying random cigars at a trade show because you think, oh, this is the hot cigar of the day. But if you don't know your audience and your market, guess what? Them cigars will sit on that shelf, and no one's gonna buy them. And next thing you know, you're gonna put them on special.
Yep.
Understand your audience, understand your market, understand your lane, and focus on that. You don't need everybody. You need the right people.
And that's a good point, because you get some owners that get all over the place trying to find their niche, and they never settle into the quality of one thing, because then all of a sudden they're all over the place. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Let me use the Tinderbox as an example. They have a business model now. To me, Monday is one thing, Tuesday is this, Wednesday is this, and everybody know what it is. Thursday and Friday is this. You know, Saturday and Sunday is what it is. And it works. It works. People know when to go, when not to go, and it works. But you can't just, you know, some things you got to give a chance.
Mhm.
You know, what may not work, you know, is not working for the next 2 or 3, 3 weeks. Eventually, somewhere down the line, it starts working, and then all of a sudden you take it away, and then people are like, "Oh, I'm confused. What the hell happened?" I mean, you know, how you, and then let's talk about, you know, you like what you like. You know, both of us, I know for a fact. And I'm not taking away from anything. Actually, Chester is getting to this point now. He has gotten Mr. Ooh, he's so uppity now. Yes sir. He buying good stuff to bring over. And I remember when Chester was on Naughty Head. Now, I remember when Chester was smoking Arturo Fuente house blends. now he's on legal providers. You know, yeah.
When you know better, you do better.
Exactly.
You do better.
Oh,
You do
Monte
better.
Cristo number 2.
You do
Is
better.
that the number 2?
The number 2, baby.
Yeah, man. You know, I know a little something, Hawk. I know a little something, just a little. I don't know as much as House, but I know a little. You know, now, man like House now, you know, man, let me tell you now. Let me tell you. Raj, what's going on, man? I just got finished talking about you, man, but nothing bad. Nothing bad.
I saw a post the other day.
Yeah.
Raj, I'm gonna shut up, Raj.
Hey.
What's up, Raj?
Someone said they had a problem allowing folks to use their cutter. Like if you were with someone, they'd be like, "Hey man, can I use your cutter?" They'd be like, there was a lot of people actually commenting saying
That's one of my
people
pet
should bring
peeves.
their own stuff and blah, blah, blah. That's just not my energy.
That's one of my pet peeves.
As long as you don't lick your cigar,
Hey,
you can use my cutter. If you need a lighter, here I'm just please don't waste my fuel. Just standing there talking with the flame blowing.
that is, bro.
But I don't. It doesn't bother me because to me, cigars is about peace, camaraderie, networking. You can't do that having that type of energy for me.
Hey, that's one of my just personal pet peeves. If you come to a cigar lounge and you're a cigar smoker and you don't have your accoutrements with you, and you constantly always let me borrow your lighter, let me borrow your cutter. I cannot stand it.
Yeah.
I cannot
I
stand
get
that.
teased for that, but
I send people to the
always
counter bar
get
and go get
right,
the cutter over there. Use the
exactly.
community cutter.
I get teased for that because like, oh, you're misprepared. Well, it's my habit. And so therefore I should have the things with me
Yeah.
to
Exactly.
enhance that in
Exactly.
the environment that I choose to be in. I am one that I want to just come, relax and chill out. I do go to special events, whatever that may be. And so my level of expectation is I'm at an event, so I move accordingly.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, just as a general practice, I want to come, chill out. I work all day. And so when I get out intentionally and I get out to just chill out.
Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with having the DJ if that's what you want to have. Because you know what your footprint is in the area in which your lounge is situated. And so you know who that works for. If you're a small lounge in the core of your business are your regulars, then having multiple streams, as we talked about earlier, your locker revenue, your merch, if you have that, if you have the capital to have that, and the whole point of why you're open is your product. When you're new, you may not have the accounts to establish a variety of different tastes, but the whole point is just support them so they can stay open, so they can attract and solicit more product.
Mhm.
Well, I'm a back up what House said. You know, I'm that's one of my biggest pet peeves too. I always tell people, bring your tools. If you don't bring your tools, you gotta use the community shop, right? I mean, I always have my tools with me. I keep tools everywhere in the car. I keep them on my person. I keep them everywhere. My travel humidors everywhere. I never get caught without no tools and an extra cigar. I got a cigar everywhere I go. So I mean, so I understand. You know, people come
Cigar's
in,
different.
they pop in, and they want to get a cigar, and you know, they need to use community tools, right? They don't have this stuff with them. But my biggest pet peeve is someone always comes, never prepared. You know, they like, oh, let me borrow a cigar, or let me buy it, because I don't carry bad cigars. So when I give a cigar out, it's
You
gonna
get some
cost
good
at least
shit.
$30.
But
How
who
does
does
one
that?
borrow a
Who does that?
cigar?
Say you got an extra cigar.
Oh,
What does
But
How,
that?
the
how,
key
how,
here
What's
is,
the
how
smoke
does
in your
one
face?
borrow a cigar? Let's figure that out. How does
I
one
think the key to
borrow?
what
I don't know
you
either.
gentlemen are saying is
I don't know either.
constantly. When you say, I agree with you 100% constantly. Like, I'm trying to find an example because I've had folks, when they say, come up, hey, I'm sorry, I just stopped through. I wanted to sit down and smoke. I saw you post and I wanted to stop through. I don't have my cutter. I don't have a problem giving somebody my cutter. Again, as long as they ain't licking their cigar, yeah, have at it. Need to use a lighter this time, knock it out. After the third or fourth time, I am going to go, hey, get the house lighter or fill this up for me. Yeah, go fill this up.
Exactly.
And then you can use it. I agree with you 100%, but not just out of spite, just saying, hey, you don't have your stuff. I just can't do that because for me, I got into cigars. I watched my grandfather smoke, and that's what got me into cigars. He was so at peace when he was smoking cigars. And now I'm of that age. I look at that as I want the same thing. I smoke. I just want peace. I want good conversation, a nice drink, and a great cigar.
Right.
I can do the events every now and again. I can. I just can't work at a lounge where the whole vibe is about the party.
Yeah, it's like
That to
Brother
me
Jay
is not.
said.
That's not for me.
It's
Yeah,
like
because it
Brother
brings
Jay
and the
said.
music brings in a different crowd. So
Yeah.
depending on the music, it's going to draw the people. So the bar is always drawing the people, the majority of the people. The cigars to me becomes an accessory to that location, but that music can bring in people who do not want to smoke, and they will find an alternative way or try to sneak in or argue with you at the door. Like, hey, look, there's a walk-in fee. You can pay this fee, which some lounges up here have. They have it's called a cut fee or a walk-in fee. You pay your $10 or $15, you can enjoy the whole day. And I think that's a great trade-off. But even those folks don't want to do that. And I'm thinking, well, you're here for an event. You still want to pay.
So I have a question. Right? So I know a lot of cigar lounges also have.
And we just
So how do you feel about cigar lounges adding the hookah element to the environment as well?
I think it depends on the owner's vision again, like you said about the vision, right? You got to have a vision. You got to know your audience, know who your people are, and whatever. And you might have a special event to have that, but a cigar lounge to me is, it's a dedicated to cigars, right? You smoke your cigars in the lounge. Now, but again, I will preface it with saying that it depends on each business. Person has their own vision. Everybody has their own vision. Like Brother Jay said, you don't like loud music. That might not be the spot for you, right? You gotta be dynamic in your approach. Your vision might change based upon your people coming in, right? So people coming in, you might have a core set of people who come in every Sunday and watch football game. You might have a Thursday karaoke night or different things that you might want to try to do different things to enhance it based upon the feedback you get from the people that come to your spot. So, but I just overall hookahs in a cigar lounge. I've never been a
And I
proponent of
think
that.
the
Yeah.
age difference will change too when you have hookah in a cigar lounge.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It does.
Okay, let me take a quick pause for a moment. Just want to let all the viewers that came on know that we had to cancel with Robert. of Caldwell Cigars, only because it was a scheduling conflict in the time. He's in a different time zone. The time got mixed up, and so we want to apologize for that. I want to thank all those that are on right now for the impromptu. So we're doing good with it, rolling with it. So we want to thank everybody for that. We're gonna keep moving on.
I want to add a little bit more to the revenue of a cigar lounge as well. What do you guys think about the locker fees as well? In Atlanta, we got $3,000 locker fees yearly, annually. $3,000.
Are
Well,
all the lockers full?
I think it
That
depends on
is.
what I think. I
That's
think
what
it
I would
depends.
be.
Say
I'd
what?
ask that
He
question. If
said,
the
"Are they
lockers ain't
full?"
full, they
That's
need to
what they
lower that
say.
price.
People paying it.
I'm about to say it depends on the benefits that comes with that $3,000,
Right.
right? Like if I'm gonna spend $3,000 on a membership and get a locker, them benefits needs to be out of control. It needs to be something so special and so different to justify that money. Because that's like we just had a new lounge open in South Florida about a month ago. Beautiful, beautiful lounge, and their locker fees I think it was like maybe like 1,500 for the year, maybe. I think the cheapest one was like 700 for the year, and they went up from there. But the one I'm thinking about getting is like 1,500. But with the benefits that came with that, it was worth it. They gave you so much shit. It's like, well, damn. I'm like, well, that's worth it. I was spending that on cigars regardless. So it's like they give you so much for that money, and their selection is so amazing, right? So it's like, yeah, it's worth paying that money because it's a great environment. It's a beautiful lounge. That was a very beautiful separate member room that
Right.
is members only. Is very comfortable, very relaxing. So even if they did have an event and you wanted to go into the members room and just chill in there, you can because it's very laid back and relaxed.
Right.
But for $3,000, you gotta give me some shit, like for real. Like I'm not
Yeah.
paying $3,000 just so I can say, oh, I have a locker here, right?
Yeah.
But you
Because
know how Atlanta is. You know how
Exactly.
Atlanta is.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people are like that. They just want to be able to flex and say, I have a
Right.
membership, right? It's like,
Mhm.
okay, well, what does that mean? Like, you got a membership, but you doing the same shit I'm doing, sitting at the bar buying drinks.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, but a lot of times these cigar lounges, because they haven't really figured out their business model yet, they have to sell memberships, right? That's how they kind of generate another revenue.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I mean, I get it, but I mean, I don't have to partake in it, right? So I'm a part of some private lounges, right? That do it the right way. Like it's a private lounge, you get a box, and you can invite guests and things like that. So I mean, you just find it with that, but it's a typical lounge that don't really give you like those added member benefits.
Right.
That's really not a model that I think that people will pay for. Now, Affilion, which I go there a lot, because I mean it's close and convenient. I know
Right.
they're good friends. They have a good model too. They have a model where you have lockers and they have a private, like you said, like Brother Jay said, they got a private member section that's open 24 hours a day. You can get a key fob, you can go in there, bring your people in there, do whatever. But like if you don't have a model that has like a tiered structure like that, where you're actually getting that value for that box,
Right.
you don't have the selection and you don't keep nothing in the box. It's like, what's the point of having it?
All right.
Hey Hawk, you gotta watch how you say that. Well, we got a private area, we got a key fob, and you can go in there and do whatever. Yeah, watch how you say that now.
Right.
Like, ain't no poles up in there now.
Hey,
I just thought I just
I've seen some private polls
Nothing.
in these lounges, but we don't talk about that.
hmm But look, House, I love what you're doing, man. I got to give a shout out to you. Man, I think if there was anybody that deserved the honor of being father of the decade, hey, brother, look,
Thank you,
some
bro.
people just watch how you move, man, and I just watch the way you move with, your daughter, the things you do for her, and how you honor her, man. I know she's gonna grow up to be a outstanding,
Hey,
young lady, man. And I
man,
gotta
I'm hoping.
applaud you for that, and the fact that you just, hey, I own a house. I'm gonna smoke in my house. You got a daughter, and and you're making an addition to the house to be able to have your own space so that she can be in an environment that is safe and free from that. So, man, shout out to you on that. I do want to say, man, As soon as that open, I want to come down and do a show out there, man.
Okay. Yes,
And
sir. Yes, sir. Come
and you
on.
know,
The house lounge.
the house lounge, and
Yeah.
have you as the guest co-host,
Hey,
man. And
it's
let's
called
take
the
a tour.
Stagger Lounge. It's called the Stagger Lounge, man, because you walk in, but you're gonna stagger out. And you're gonna stagger out. It's called the Stagger Lounge. That's
Is
the
that
name
what
of
is that what it
it.
is?
And
Woo.
people walk in, but they stagger out.
I
All
tried.
right.
I tried to give House some recommendations for the name. He wouldn't get off of that Stagger Lounge. So
Well,
it's gonna be
look,
top
is
notch.
that right? Well,
Top
look,
notch.
Stagger Lounge.
I'm gonna be there.
I gotta hear from my man Stoney. Stoney always come on. He's quiet. I gotta give a shout out to Stoney because Stoney is the host of Chicago Cigar Week coming up soon on July 17th through the 21st. And this show is sponsored by Chicago Cigar Week. And I gotta get the promo. I'm having issues, some laptop issues right now. I am on my regular laptop. I don't know why it's not acting up now. But Stoney, I did get your promotion, and I want to make sure I'll be able to run it on the next show. So I may need you to send it again just one more time. Let's kind of got to take away from this moment for a second to let Stoney give us some updates on what's going on with Chicago Cigar Week and how things are progressing and what's going on with it and what we can expect and what's going on in your world, man.
Well, I appreciate that, brother. Well, honestly, I was kind of enjoying and listening, getting a different perspectives from all different cigar enthusiasts from different lounges around their region and their locations. So for me, it's pretty informative because, like I said, we all got different spots. Because right now I'm in the lounge, a little different up here in Chicago. We got certain restrictions in place where we don't have bars. We don't have the ability to sell alcohol. You can do BYOB at most lounges, but that's a different aspect of it. But at the end of the day, for me, it's still all about preference. It's about choice. So you have a ability to go like kind of what Jay was saying. If that vibe is not what you're going to the next one. That's all. So you keep it moving. But in reference to Chicago Cigar Week, the dates are July 17th to 21st. We're preparing something really special. Um, if you're interested in coming up, you can check out our website at chicagoCigarWeek.com. Like I said, it's going to be the 17th through the 21st. And I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of lost in the whole conversation. So we can get back to that. But I appreciate the time there, bro.
No problem, man. Look, I got a question, man, because I know the host. Hold on. The host. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The host, Cigar Rockstar.
Yes, sir.
Are you giving Cigar Rockstar free range to do Cigar Rockstar?
Well,
Do you have to put him on the leash?
Let that man go.
yeah, I was just on a Zoom with Rockstar yesterday.
Yeah.
Cigar Rockstar is a unique individual. That brother brings a lot to cigar culture. So at the end of the day, we at least let him do his thing. But a lot of people love to come out and smoke with him. A good brother, good genuine guy. And what you see is what you get. That's actually him. So I appreciate him totally.
Let me tell you one thing you probably don't know about him. We was in the Marine Corps together. I'm way his senior, but most people don't know that about him. Yes, he was a United States Marine, got out as a corporal, and much respect to him. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Had the opportunity to see him in CIAA Baltimore 2 years ago, and he shut it down. It's definitely good.
He's definitely in a class all by himself.
All
Oh, in the
by
class,
himself.
but
Shout
very
out,
highly
shout out to
intelligent
him
individual.
because he is also a part of Dallas Cigar
Dallas
Week.
Cigar Week, yeah.
And so I get to talk in the group with him on a regular basis. Um, Definitely knows how to be about the business, about being about the business when it comes time for that. But his persona
Yes,
uh, is the other 90%. So you either vibe with it or you don't.
true.
All right. Well, look here. unless anybody got anything else.
We can always talk about cigars. Right?
Yeah, we can always say, well, you know what? I got battery life, so as long as you got time, I got time.
Make sure y'all blow some smoke.
You know,
for Venita,
but
'cause
look,
she
let
can't
me
smoke.
just give some shouts out to all the cigar lounges in this area. Maryland, we got Veteran Cigars. We got Petworth. Well, we're doing Maryland first. We got the Tinderbox. We got a Philly on. We got Invictus 2. Got to make sure we say that. Invictus 2. Privilege Cigars in Waldorf. The Tinderbox, I believe I mentioned that already. And Tobacco Leaf, Jessup, Maryland. Top Dollar, which is in Pasadena, Maryland. Fire and Smoke. And soon to be coming, Zephoria Cigars coming soon. And all of them, Ladies First, I believe, still open. Closed. I didn't know that. Okay, didn't know that. Learned something new just now. And, you know, all lounges with their own vibe. Hold on, Mr. Sarah Green. Can I get in this chat? Yeah, if you want to send me your email address, you certainly can. And then in DC, we got TG, we got Petworth Cigars, we got
Casa de Monte Cristo.
We got Shelley's. Again, all with their own vibe, all with their own niche, and however you want to visit, please go visit. Don't know too many about all the Virginia cigars, but I do know we got Cigar Palace. We got
A lot of old Virginia tobacco.
And that's about it. I don't venture over to Virginia that much unless I'm going over to see my man Chester and Salson over at Cigar Palace. But again, very good lounges to go to, and we just thank all the owners for all they do and the work that they put in and the efforts they put in to make sure that all of our smoking needs are met. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention what was it? Stagger Cigar. yeah.
Stagger Lounge.
Got kicked
Come
out.
at your own risk.
Paul got kicked out of the
So,
live, so you'll have to let him back in.
What happened?
Hawk is in the chat. He said he got kicked out, so you'll have
All
to let him back in.
right. He got kicked out. I'm gonna tell you why you got kicked out, man. We don't like people that just smoke Cuban.
I'm a Cuban snob, man. Don't hold it against me.
Now, let me ask you a question, man. Why? Because we, not me, because I can go in my humidor now and pull out an array of Cubans. Why? Because there's some folk that talk about people like you now. I only smoke Cubans. And what is the infatuation? Well, let me ask you this, and I'm not going to what is your preferred drink with Cubans? Because I can tell you the preferred drink for most Cubans is a rum. And it's normally going to be a sweet rum with a little bit of sweetness to sugar cane because it complements the earthiness of the cigar. So what is your preference?
Well, I'm a Scotch drinker, so I mean I like
Me too.
Scotches, right? So I normally do like a Akatoshin. I don't know if y'all know what Akatoshin is.
Yeah.
Wood. I mean that has that sweet flavor. It kind of flavors like a cognac. But my infatuation with Cubans, man, it's just every cigar is different, right? And everyone has a different palate, right? I love Cohibas. My favorite cigar is the Bahique 56. And then I like Dominicans. I mean, I like the Opus X. But I mean, I always, the Cuban seed, man, is you need the right cigar, something else.
Now, what is your everyday cigar?
Shoot, Cubans. I mean, Monte Cristo number 2, or Cohiba Sublime, or Siglo 6, Cohiba.
All right, okay.
I mean, a house can tell you. I mean, the volume that it come in. I get a lot of volume. So I mean, that's all I'm gonna say.
Brother, you got it like that. Hey, I ain't mad at you. I'm more of a Monte Cristo number 2. I do love the Siglo 6. When I can find them that are not authentic, and you definitely have to know, what you're looking for in the authenticity of your now I'm gonna say Cohibas, because they're so widely duplicated that you don't know what you're getting. And the Boulevard is one of my favorites, definitely, and Trinidad Limited. I'm with you there. I'm not gonna smoke them every day, because there's an array of cigars that, I mean, for me, there's a lot of cigars for me that have put Cubans under the table. And you have to really actually have a palate for Cuban cigars, because of the earthiness of them and the natural, fermentation, with no preservatives, etc. So it's more of an acquired taste for most people that do smoke cigars, and they could tolerate, their palate is already acquired to that taste. It's not for the new smoker, because the new smoker get it. I remember giving one to a gentleman, and boy, it broke my heart. Put half that thing in the ashtray, and I was like, "You done?" If you wasn't in the COVID stage, I would have picked that joke up and finished it myself. Okay. Yeah. So, House, you very diverse, man, and your palate for great liquor, your definite Sigma. Hold on. Hey, blame it on it. Blame it on it. Yeah.
Chester, that's gonna be your
Your
blame tonight.
old fashioned maker, smoked old fashioned. Man, tell us about your smoked old fashioned, man. Because I don't think you can get me making an old fashioned, but because I'll come over there and make an old fashioned that'll blow your socks off, brother.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I like.
You're the only Sigma in the room.
Yeah, I like.
That I know of.
I'm a Scotch. I like a peaty Scotch, right? I love a peaty Scotch, Lagavulin.
The best I can do with peated scotches is Lafroig Triple Wood.
Yeah,
if you can find it.
Yeah,
if you can find it. Tyler, all that.
So
I'm not so much on that.
When
I was working at
note,
the Tinderbox, I tried the LA, I believe it was. That was not that bad, but some of them to me taste like Listerine.
Yeah.
A good piece of scotch is the Benriach
Okay.
Smoky 12. That one's a good entry peat scotch for a lot of people. I would recommend that. It's a 12-year age scotch. It pairs well with a lot of cigars, like your medium to full body cigars.
So I'm going to ask this. I'm going to
I better
ask
let
this
these
question.
ladies talk before Boss Man come over here and try to kick my butt. Let the lady talk. What lady was talking? Oh, I'm sorry. The analyst. Come on, analyst.
I want to ask this question because it was posed before the broadcast. There was a conversation in a chat that I was in, where I get my hand rolled Cubans from, and the question was, should you or do you pair, and why? There was a small handful that said they don't. A couple people said they don't because the brand or the manufacturer doesn't, which I don't get that, but because certainly they're not going to push anything and they don't have any monetary gain from that. But outside of a personal preference, there were several of us that said that we do pair. I am a graduated pairer, and it depends on what I want to smoke. I pair with some brewed teas that I have. I have one, it's a low country bourbon. It's actually tea. You have to actually brew it, steep it. And I do that in the morning. But then I also pair wine and then beer. So I want to know, I am a Scotch drinker. I am a my dad started me, getting me to learn cognacs and whiskeys and different things. So it really just depends. But I want to know what the panel's thought is on to pair or not to pair. That is the question.
Oh, definitely to pair.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean,
Icing on the cake.
come on. You know, go ahead, Hawk.
All right. So I mean, until you really you really get into pairing, you got to really try a lot of scotches and whiskeys, to do it and to really, find where your balance is. One of the best pairings I ever did. I mean, I think it's the perfect pairing. Is the Uncle Nearest Premium 1856 with the Rum 101, the Big Payback.
Okay.
Kuro. So what happens when you do a perfect pairing, the alcohol, the whiskey, or whatever you're drinking, it enhances the flavors of the cigar, but then it takes off the heat of the actual whiskey or alcohol you're drinking. So you're getting all flavor, less
We
heat,
just had that
alcohol,
conversation.
and you're getting the flavor. The flavor notes are being enhanced by that flavor in the
No, you
alcohol.
Right. I gave the example. So I was on a live with the part owner of ATL Cigars, and I was smoking an ATL Magic,
Mhm.
and I was saying to him that the fruit notes in that cigar was great with a cab, and he says, "Oh, my wife does that all the time." So from a make sense standpoint, if you know what the components are, I mean, you can read what they say the notes are, but you kind of have to work it out for yourself. What your front, mid, and rear palate um, taste starts with the nose.
Right.
So if you have a very keen sense of smell, then the rest kind of works itself out. And the diesel cherry cask, just without the wine, you get the casking on retrohale, but it certainly enhances it, which was my explanation. It enhanced the flavor of the smoke. So that's why I do it.
Hey, Hawk, you don't have to show off with your little fake retro hell, man. I saw that.
Okay.
You ain't fooling nobody, brother.
That's all I do, man.
It was cool though, but so Cheryl, me and just had the conversation a minute ago. Now, I mean, kudos to his palate, but I'm drinking Woodford, the Masters Collection, which is 118 proof.
Yeah.
And so what's going to happen is you're going to get it very smooth though, but you're going to get a little bite on the tongue. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to smoke a cigar or strong Maduro or anything like that that's going to add to the bite because then it's going to be uncomfortable. So I'm going to pair it with a smoother cigar, and the cigar of my choice at that time that I had paired it with was one that actually Raj at the Tinderbox had gave me a foundation cigar, which was the Matapa. And I believe I'm smoking the Habano one, the Maduro one. I wasn't. I was fond of it, but in terms of the smoothness and the richness and the creaminess of the Habano one, was definitely on point. And so I gave that one to Chester to pair with this particular bourbon because I knew that it was going to have a lot of bite to it on the tongue, smooth on the back end. But then once you get the okay, all right, Holly, I got you, sis. Once you get that on the tongue, you don't want two burns going on at one time. So you got to have
Right.
something to smooth the palate out
Yeah.
and not overpower the liquor with the cigar, not overpower the cigar with the liquor. So
Yeah.
I chose a more smoother blend to add balance to the palate. Am I speaking right? Huh?
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say, you ever
Come
try
on.
to water back with like a strong liquor, strong alcohol? Because the water back what it does is it opens up the flavors of the. Let's say you drinking whiskey, right? Just a little
Or just put a little drop in. Just take a
drop
little
in.
drop in. Put a
It'll
little
take
drop in.
I fuck with you all. I said the same. So my palate is, if it's a strong whiskey or bourbon, I gotta have a strong cigar. I want to balance it out.
Mr. House,
I want to balance it
can
out.
you chime in
That's
on this,
just
please?
me. That's just me.
I
He
like
wants somebody to confirm.
No. I don't want confirmation.
He
I don't
wants
want confirmation. I just want to hear.
You the man,
no. I want.
hey.
What's up? What's up, House? What's going on?
I'm a drinking the strongest thing you got. That's what it don't hurt me.
What about what you smoking, though?
What you gonna smoke? What you gonna pair with?
Opus X. Opus X is my go-to smoke.
Now, which one though?
Full body?
The full body Maduro. Which one? I'm trying to think which one I have now in my humidor.
What about the one I gave you, the 20th anniversary?
20. That's a good smoke too. But that's the Purple Rain is good as well.
Oh yeah.
You had that Maduro, Purple Rain Maduro. That's very good. The Dubai one. What's the Dubai one? Hawk. That
Yeah.
When you can get them.
But it's good. Yeah.
Oh, I have a whole box downstairs, 2 boxes.
Yeah, but it's and I like all different types. Like Asylum. I'll smoke an Asylum too. I like all different types of cigars. They don't have to, to me.
And Jay, in anticipation of Robert, The King is Dead and a Hogarden. That's what I have.
Well, he's getting ready to drop the Long Live the Queen Maduro. So I had the opportunity to smoke that at PCA in Vegas last month, which was really, really.
Oh Lord,
really
Jesus!
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that drop really soon. So we can definitely talk about that when we get him on the show.
Miss R.G. Williams, you got my respect, girl, because as far as it comes with Jameson, I can only drink Jameson 18 years. Yes, I'm that bougie. I can't drink no IPA or no regular Jameson.
Oh, shout out to the homie.
I respect that Magic Toast.
Okay.
Good cigar.
Jay, you said you got a chance to smoke one?
Yeah, I smoked the Long Live the Queen Maduro at PCA last month. So I knew about it for a while. He told me about it like in January that he was getting ready to bring it out, but he had some samples at PCA he was giving out, and I got a chance to snatch a couple of them and smoke them. So
you like it?
Well, how was PCA for you this year, going as media under the Smoking Jacket broadcast?
It was cool. It was a good vibe. Got a lot of some really interesting brands. Met a lot of new brands I hadn't heard of before. I hadn't had a chance to speak with. It was really good. I think for the most part, so I've been going to PCA since like 2015. I think this year was probably like one of the years where it was a lot of business being taken care of, and it was less fluff, and a lot of business being dealt with. So it was a lot smaller though. I mean, compared to previous years, I felt the show floor was a lot smaller, but it was good. It was a good show all in all. I got some good product to sample. A lot of good stuff coming out this year. A lot of good stuff coming out. I'm supposed to have a sit down with George with the Padron family, because they're getting ready to drop their 60th anniversary Padron cigar. That's coming soon. So that's gonna go real quick. So I'm actually trying to schedule to get them either on the show or something with them. But I think that'd be a good conversation to have. They have a lot of history behind the Padron brand. I think that would be a really, really interesting conversation to have, to learn some of the history of the past and what they have coming up in the future.
Did you get to try the Padron Fuente venture? Joint venture?
They wasn't giving those out.
No, they wasn't.
$75 a stick.
I know a couple of lounges in South Florida that have them. So when I get back, I'm gonna go pick one up. But I'm hoping if I can schedule, some kind of interview or something with them, that they'll bless us with some sticks. So that's the plan. There's always a method to the madness. So.
Now, hey Stoney, is it? Now I saw Mr. Cigar Green give you a shout out earlier. Is that your dude there?
He says he has he drinks JW Black or Blue
Yeah,
with
Right.
hey,
consensus.
bro. Let me tell you something, man. If I drink Johnny Walker Blue, there's no way in hell I'm going back to black.
Fact.
Well, it's a good pairing. That is a good pairing.
No.
But let me tell you, I think
no,
we all in
no.
agreement that we drink brown liquor.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I was drinking Johnny
We
Walker Black in
definitely proved
elementary
that
school.
at Destination
Right.
Hearst. We did we not,
Oh,
Jay?
we did that. But let me tell you, my favorite pairing is with coffee. So I'm a Turkish coffee drinker, a Greek coffee drinker, a Spanish coffee drinker. I have to have a Cameroon wrapper. I have to have a sweet wrapper with those, a nub. I love the Monte Cristo White Series as well with my cognac. And so I'm a brown liquor drinker. So,
I'm like,
I'm not pregnant right now. Go ahead, Jay.
when I have my Cuban coffee, like that's probably the only time I smoke a Connecticut is when I'm drinking my Cuban coffee in the morning. I'll start my day sometime with a Cuban coffee and a good Connecticut cigar, and that's
great pairing.
Yeah.
Great pairing.
Cuban coffee.
I'm
is
probably the
I'm
only
talking about-
non-coffee drinker on here, so I can't speak to that. But you
Come
know,
on, black coffee.
You know, and I'm talking about
No.
a black coffee, because the cigar is going to bring its own flavor. The caffeine in the coffee and a hot coffee as well is going to bring out different flavors of the cigar as well. So I love pairing that caffeine with my cigar, and as well as a nice cognac. So
shout out to Cigar Queen representing New York.
Queen it goes really great. Long live the queen.
Right.
Really great with the coffee. Yeah.
So we keep talking about the Long Live the Queen. So Long Live the Queen, Ace of Hearts. That one was on the top 25 cigar aficionado list. So we're doing a series where we're smoking the top 25 and pairing them with the whiskeys. So I had the Long Live the Queen, Ace of Hearts. That was number 14 on the list. I would ask everybody to try that and let us know what you think, because that was a pretty good smoke. I'm not sure if it's 14, but you know it's pretty good. And then with the coffee conversation, the Avo Heritage, that cigar, coffee.
Hey, Hawk, where you live at? What area you live in?
I live like 10 minutes from house in Bowie, Maryland.
Okay, I'm in a bourbon and cigar pairing group. We meet every Wednesday. I want to talk about maybe you coming down and speaking to us about pairing.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll get in contact with you. I'll go through a man here and see about that, because we meet every Wednesday.
Okay, great. And I have a private group that we do. They're across the nation. It's about 50, 60 guys across the nation from LA to here. We do it once a month, and like I said, we go through the different top 25.
Okay.
So yeah, I get you on that too.
I would love to have you
that's
on,
cool.
man. That would be good to have a brother come on and maybe educate us a little further on pairing.
Absolutely, man.
See what cigars does? See what I'm talking about? And we don't even have a DJ.
Well,
so maybe we need to do a whole show just on. We need to do a whole show just on pairing, man. Because this, I mean,
yeah, you really can.
Hawk can be the man. We can do that. I would like that.
I did meet a sister that
I'm
her
still pushing
business
for
is
Venita to do the pipe show.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay.
I
put
said
that out there
cigars.
right
I
now.
said
Let's
cigars,
put it
but I didn't say my pipe.
Let's lay this thing to rest right now.
What's that?
Venita on the
Wait for his pipe
first. Yeah, I'm gonna get my pipe first. You put it in the mail?
I did.
Okay. So let's look at the first Tuesday in March. I'm sorry,
May.
the second Tuesday in March,
In May.
which would be
May.
in May.
Nay.
Yeah, and second Tuesday in May, we'll do the pipe show.
Okay.
Ooh,
In the meantime, I met
they
a
got that
sister
merch
whose
line. Go ahead.
business
Hey, so,
is
hey,
to
House,
do tea.
House,
So
are you gonna join us on that show?
Yes, I'll join you.
As
I
a
got
guest?
a bunch of them I got from Russia, the Marchand pipes when I was in Russia.
okay.
Yeah, Brent. Well, look, yeah, let's get him on.
But I very rarely smoke pipes, but I'll definitely join
I
you.
was about to say they collecting dust.
Yeah, they collect dust.
Yeah, yeah.
I just keep them in the case. I got a bunch of them in cases.
So Cigar Queen said, "Don't sleep on Irish cream."
Oh no,
Uh,
absolutely not.
Cappuccino.
Absolutely not.
Right.
hey,
Absolutely
Cigar
not.
Queen up in New York.
Yes, ma'am.
Rum
So I
shot.
did meet a sister whose business is cigar pairing and teas.
And teas.
So I'm going to reach out to her since I'm with Venita on tea pairing. So I want to talk to her and talk to her about how she got started and her array of teas that she pairs with the smoke
Mm.
for all you coffee drinkers. So that's going to be my that's going to be my contribution.
All right.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
All right. Well, look here. So let me get this straight. Well, we'll talk about that offline. But look here. I want to just go around the room before we get ready to close out. And Venita, you got any closing remarks for us as we had this impromptu show on hey, all things cigar. That's all I can say. And uh, definitely, we want to give a shout out to Robert Caldwell Cigars. Sorry for the miscommunication, and we're gonna reschedule that show with him. And I got to say this: you want to be on that show because he's gonna have some very interesting things to say about the company, about what's going on, and about the future. And so we're looking forward to that. And we will definitely air that soon. And so, Venita, what you got for us in closing?
Well, in conclusion, just to embark a little bit again on our topic, people going, sitting, and not patronizing the establishment that they're sitting at. We want to have Black-owned businesses. It's not just Black-owned. When you go and you sit down in a cigar shop, that's somebody's business. That's somebody's dream. So going in and sitting there and not supporting them is just crazy to me. But
Absolutely.
we have to do better. I don't know who said it's the Black businesses that does this, but I think that it's the mindset of the customer that if you don't check them at the door and let them know what you expect of them when they come inside your establishment, then it'll be a problem down the line. And then we get mad as avid cigar smokers when we say, oh, they're putting restrictions on us. You got a cutting fee, you got a lighting fee, you got a sitting fee, you got this. Do what you're supposed to do in the beginning when you go through their doors.
Exactly.
Even if you have your own cigars, patronize this business, whether they have a liquor license or not. Bring your own bottle. That means you sitting and you sitting in their comfortable chairs. You're using their lights and their electricity and their cable or whatever you're doing when you're sitting there smoking your cigar. So
You're
I
right.
think
And
we understand sometimes the mindset of some people.
I think we take advantage of a lot of different
Exactly.
spots
Exactly.
based on what we're used to. And I want to keep harping on the tinderbox, but Roger's been very gracious in his establishment. A lot of people, I must say 80% of the people that walk in there never grace the humidor. They just go sit down. Yeah, do he make it up in liquor? He do. But the man got a whole hellacious inventory to try to get rid of. And, people wonder why we, got to put specials on cigars and whatnot because you got to get rid of inventory to make room for other inventory, and even putting specials. You're not necessarily taking a loss, but you're not making a profit.
Right.
On things. So, support every lounge that you go to, at least with one cigar when you walk through the door,
Right.
and help move the inventory because you complain about not seeing new inventory. But you got to make room for new inventory that comes in. So support every lounge you go to.
Yeah. That's true.
The analysts, what's up? What you got?
I would say yes and yes to that. I would also say in one of the groups, there was a list of things that are provided by said lounges particularly the smaller ones, cups and ice and the various things, particularly if they are a BYOB. Um, don't take that for granted because
Right.
that is coming out of their overhead to offer to you in concert with whatever it is that you bring. So it would only behoove you to make a purchase.
Exactly.
Support.
You
People
know,
say support is free all the time. Support actually kind of is not free because you got to spend on the product. The purpose of why the lounge is open is
Exactly.
to sell the cigar. That's
let
it.
me ask you this, and I got it since you mentioned that BYOB lounges that allow you to bring in. Why do we have such a problem with lounges that would charge you a corking fee to bring that bottle in? And well, let me not even let me just tell you the problem with that is. First of all, you get ready to walk into an establishment. You're bringing a bottle, and you're not paying no corking fee or nothing. You're about to sit down. Yeah, you might have purchased your cigar, but once you open that bottle, that's going to add about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours to your sitting time, possibly 3 hours. Now you're into the realm of you're taking seats that are
You
seats
got muted.
that.
You got muted.
Hold on. Yeah, my phone went dead. 1 second. Let me come off here. Uh, so what's happening? Cut your speaker off. All right. What's happening is now you're taking extra time in a seat with the purchase of just one cigar, because now you're in a comfort zone of opening that bottle. You're enjoying yourself. You got relaxation. If you're not paying a corking fee, then you need to go back to the humidor. After that hour of sitting down, at least purchase another cigar, or pay a $20 to $25 corking fee for opening that bottle, for being able to sit in that establishment and to smoke and utilize that space and that time, especially if it's a smaller establishment, because now you're taking up space that somebody else could have sat in, potentially wanting to spend 45, 50, 60 to $100, and now they just lost their revenue because they don't have the space to accommodate the people there. So continue to support lounges based on how long you're sitting there.
Yeah. Then you want a cup and ice too.
Stoney, what you got, man?
Just kind of piggyback on what you're saying. Definitely want to show the cigar etiquette and support the lounges of the humidors and what they have in place, whether it's a corking fee, whether it's cutting fee, sitting fee, whatever the case may be. If you're there and you're supporting the lounge, and that's what the rules are, at the end of the day, it's your choice whether or not you're going to patronize that lounge or not. But just don't get mad at them if that's based on their business or what they do. So at the end of the day, it's our preference, but in all honesty, you're supposed to support the lounge you go to.
And the problem, we only have problems with establishments that we go into that are of our own color. Because you go into any other place, you're gonna sit there, bite that bullet, you're gonna pay it or either walk out. Your choice.
Absolutely.
JFerg, what's up, man?
Well, like I said, when I go to my home lounge, I spend money. Period, point blank. And if I don't feel comfortable somewhere, I'm just not going.
Right.
That's it. I go where I'm comfortable, and I go where my vibe is right. And if it ain't, I'm just not going. I'm not gonna complain
Simple.
about it. I'm not gonna make a big fuss about it. I'm just not going.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line. So I feel like everybody should just do what makes them happy and where they feel comfortable. And I'm lucky to have found a place where I feel comfortable. It's like Cheers. Everybody knows my name when I walk in the door. And I like that feeling. I can have great conversations with people. We laugh, we joke, and everybody treats everybody with respect. And that's what it's all about. That's what this culture is supposed to be about. It's about bringing everybody together, white, black, or different. You come in
Right.
there, and the cigar is a great unifier. It brings everybody together. And again, I don't want to go. If I want to go to a nightclub, I'm going to a nightclub.
Right.
When I go to a lounge, I'm going to lounge. I don't need the DJ, but again, that's my preference. So I do what makes me happy. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing, and I wish everybody the best with all their establishments. But I'm gonna do what makes me happy at the end of the day.
Mr. Hawk, any closing remarks, bro?
Well, I'll piggyback on what everybody else said, man. You got different variety out here, right? But the main
Right.
thing is cigar culture, and you have to, respect the cigar culture wherever you go, right? So if you go to a lounge, always, patronize it in any way you can, right? Be cognizant of the time you're there. You're either buying drinks or buying cigars, even if you bring your own cigars, right? And like I said in the beginning, I always bring my own cigars, but I always buy cigars when I go there, right? And the main thing is that you got to respect different establishments because it's a hard business. It's a
It
very hard business,
definitely is.
right? And these guys, a lot of them don't really have the inventory. Some don't have the inventory. Some don't have a business plan to really make this lucrative. So you have to be cognizant of what you're doing when you go there and not just taking advantage of it. And
Absolutely.
I always say, if you're at a lounge, make sure that you definitely check out what they have in the lounge, something new, right? And I always, when I go to a lounge, I always try to buy something I never smoked before just to try it, right? Just to put some of that stuff off the inventory and make it worthwhile for the. And always, I'll say it like this: pay your cigars, Room 101, Big Payback, Uncle Nearest, Premium. That'll be your first introductory to parents. And then smoke the cigar down to the nub. It's called the Hawkway.
Well, I know it's black on it, but I can't mess with that Uncle Nearest. Lord Jesus.
That's some good stuff.
House. What's up, man? What you got?
I just wanted, one thing I have is I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I watch this podcast all the time. You guys do a great job. And piggybacking on the cigar lounges, it's always up to the us as patrons to decide whether we continue to go to it, but we have to support them. Because if you don't like it, you don't have to go back, right? So, and also remember to tip the help, tip the waitresses and the waiters, tip them, and you might be on a first name basis with them, and they might not short pour you one night. So, just tip them. Take care of the people who are helping, who are giving you that service.
There you go, man. Well, man, as the song say, for God's sake, more power to the people. Power to the people. What you got, man? What you got, bro?
I don't think I got anything. Everybody said it exactly how I feel, man. Just support the lounges. Yeah. And when you get a chance, come see me at Cigar Palace Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays, and then come see me at Invictus too.
I'm gonna check that one out. I'm gonna check Invictus 2 out on a Friday. I heard it's nice on a Friday.
Yeah, it's Turn Up Friday on Fridays.
Yeah.
Turn Up Friday.
Okay,
I'll come early.
Yeah, I come with house. You have.
I'll come early. I ain't gonna be there all late though.
Yeah, you won't see me working there on Fridays.
Okay.
Fridays is my off day.
Oh, okay.
But I can meet y'all up there. I'll
meet you
up there to smoke one.
All right.
Well, let me just close with this, and first and foremost, let me thank the two impromptu people that came on, Brother House, Lenny Wood, and Mr. Hall. Appreciate y'all for coming on to add value to the conversation of what we were talking about. Don't take that lightly, because you certainly could have said no. It was a pleasure having you on. House, I believe you did text me, right? So that means I got your number. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to talk to you. You might have to come on and replace your frat brother, and for a little while.
I can do it.
Just graces with your presence every Tuesday. Not every Tuesday, every second and fourth Tuesday, every now and then. Not always a necessity, but man, it's always good to have some good empowering brothers to come on and share their. Matter of fact, I would just even like you to come on and walk us through this lounge.
I can do that. And when it finishes, you can set up in there. You can set up. I'll let you set up down there.
But he gonna stagger out though.
Yeah. Stagger around. He's a stagger though.
Co-host, always a pleasure. Want to once again give a shout out to Robert Caldwell. We're gonna bring him back But I think, you know, sometimes the best shows are the ones you do that's impromptu, especially you can't go wrong when you got a cigar talk show, Smoking Jacket broadcast, and we talk all things cigar. So it was definitely an education moment. Thank you to the viewers who were able to come on and stick with us for this time. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully we can resolve some of the issues that we have in our own community. We got to start policing our own community to keep what we got and to keep what we have, and continue to stop the backbiting of what others are doing and how they're doing it, and just, you know, be empowering and enriching to the culture, as we so often call it, and not be a culture of vultures, vipers that continually spit venom out that just causes pain, discontent to other people. So definitely want to thank everybody. Look forward to the next show. And I want to thank all the viewers that stuck with us. Peace and blessings to all. That's our show. Good night. I'm going to close it. We'll still be in the back room and we could just chat without nobody hearing what we got to say.
Peace.
Good night.